The 2027 Hyundai Tucson is entering a new generation, and Hyundai is taking a much more dramatic approach with its best-known compact SUV. For 2027, the Tucson gets a larger, boxier body, a tougher visual identity, a redesigned cabin, and more emphasis on electrified powertrains. But there is one important catch. Hyundai has not yet officially confirmed the final performance specifications or pricing. So, what can we expect from the new 2027 Hyundai Tucson? Let's take a closer look at the exterior, interior, performance, expected price, and whether this new generation could become one of the most interesting compact SUVs in its class. Let's start with the biggest change, the exterior. The fifth-generation 2027 Hyundai Tucson moves away from the softer crossover look of the outgoing model and adopts a much more squared-off, rugged appearance. Hyundai describes this design direction through its new Art of Steel philosophy, and you can immediately see that influence in the body. The new Tucson features straighter lines, sharper edges, and a more upright silhouette. It looks larger and more substantial than before, and that is not just an optical illusion. The new model measures roughly 185 inches, or around 4,700 millimeters, in length. That represents an increase of approximately 2.4 inches in length and 1.6 inches in width, with additional height helping give the SUV a more commanding stance. One of the most recognizable elements is the lighting. At the front, Hyundai uses a full-width, illuminated design, incorporating its distinctive H lighting signature. The same design theme carries toward the rear, creating a more unified identity between the front and back of the vehicle. And that is important because the Tucson now looks less like a conventional family crossover and more like a small, modern adventure SUV. The profile is also more upright, giving the vehicle a stronger road presence. For buyers who want an even tougher appearance, Hyundai is expected to continue offering the XRT variant. The XRT brings more distinctive exterior styling, including rugged bumper treatments and wheel arch garnishes with a carbon fiber reminiscent appearance. Overall, the exterior design is probably the most convincing part of this new generation so far. The 2027 Tucson looks bigger, tougher, and more distinctive without abandoning its practical compact SUV proportions. Inside, Hyundai gives the Tucson a significantly updated cabin, but the focus isn't simply on adding more screens. The dashboard is centered around a large floating central touchscreen combined with a slim digital driver display. More importantly, Hyundai keeps physical controls for key functions such as climate and volume. That is a welcome decision for everyday driving because you can operate essential features without constantly digging through touchscreen menus. Passenger space also receives attention. The larger exterior footprint helps create a roomier interior, while rear headroom increases by about 1.1 inches. Another practical improvement is the rear doors, which can open as wide as approximately 83 degrees, making it easier to load passengers, child seats, or larger items. There are also dual wireless charging pads, adding another layer of convenience for drivers and passengers. But overall, the interior story is simple: more space, more modern technology, and better everyday usability. And that's exactly what most Tucson buyers are looking for. Now we get to one of the biggest unanswered questions: performance. At this stage, Hyundai has not officially released the final horsepower, torque, or complete powertrain specifications for the 2027 Tucson. So, we have to separate what is confirmed from what is expected. The new generation is expected to continue offering updated internal combustion powertrains in some markets, while hybrid and plug-in hybrid systems are expected to remain important parts of the lineup. That could be particularly significant because electrification is becoming one of the biggest selling points in the compact SUV segment. The Tucson already competes in a market filled with efficient hybrid options, so Hyundai has strong motivation to improve both performance and fuel economy. A hybrid-focused Tucson could provide the kind of combination buyers increasingly want: smooth acceleration, better efficiency, and the practicality of a crossover. The plug-in hybrid version could go even further by offering the ability to handle shorter trips with electric power while retaining a gasoline engine for longer journeys. But until Hyundai provides official specifications, exact horsepower and fuel economy numbers should be treated as estimates rather than confirmed facts. What we can say with confidence is that the new Tucson's larger body and updated platform give Hyundai an opportunity to improve refinement, ride comfort, efficiency, and overall driving dynamics. And with the SUV market becoming more competitive every year, those improvements will matter. The real test will be whether Hyundai can deliver stronger performance without sacrificing the efficiency and practicality that Tucson buyers expect. Now let's talk about pricing. This is another area where Hyundai has not yet released official numbers. However, considering the Tucson's larger dimensions, upgraded technology, and more sophisticated design, a modest price increase would not be surprising. Current projections place the starting point somewhere in the neighborhood of $31,000 to $34,000 in the United States, depending on final trim structure and equipment. Again, these are projections, not official Hyundai pricing. The important question isn't simply whether the Tucson becomes more expensive. It is whether buyers get enough additional value for that higher price. The answer could be yes. The 2027 Tucson combines a larger cabin, more dramatic styling, updated technology, improved practicality, and expected hybrid and plug-in hybrid options. If Hyundai keeps the standard equipment competitive, the Tucson could remain a strong value even with a higher entry price. So, that is our first look at the 2027 Hyundai Tucson. With its new art of steel design, larger dimensions, updated cabin, rugged XRT styling, and expected hybrid and plug-in hybrid options, this could be one of Hyundai's most important SUVs for the next generation. The big things we're still waiting for are official engine specifications, fuel economy numbers, trim details, and final pricing. Once those numbers are confirmed, we'll have a much clearer picture of how the new Tucson stacks up against rivals. What do you think about the new 2027 Hyundai Tucson? Do you prefer the new boxier design? And would you consider the hybrid or XRT version? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more new car reviews, comparisons, and automotive news. Thanks for watching.